You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Are we going?
And go.
Hey everyone, this is the Rusted Robot Podcast for Sunday, June 28th, 2020. And I am your host, Rabino Heat, and I'm joined alongside...
Brother Sean.
Oh, Brother Sean!
And this is episode 297.
I forgot 297. Oops.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Hello, I am C-3PO Human Cyborg Relations.
I am Locutus of Borg. Resistance is futile.
You're like a machine underneath, right? But sort of alive outside?
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
You're not quite, human, are you?
No, sir. I'm an android.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Counterfeit, facsimile, replica.
We need some sort of robot. Ah, crap! I'm some sort of robot.
What are your prime directives?
Serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law.
By your command.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Welcome.
See what happens when you let your brother co-host and take the lead? He forgets half the things.
Half the things? I forgot one thing.
Okay, well, that's half.
I forgot what number of the episode this was. Sorry.
There's two things that you have to know. You have to know what the date is and what the episode number is.
I got the date right.
You did. That was not too bad.
Yeah.
Especially since I said it was the 26th and it's actually the 28th.
Yeah, see?
So don't pay attention to me.
Don't pay any attention to you.
So how you doing, brother?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm okay. It's been a while since you've been on the show.
It's been a couple weeks.
Where the heck have you been?
I went to the Sioux.
How was that?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had a lovely time.
What did you do in the Sault Ste. Marie?
You know, I didn't really do too much, but I did quite a lot of visiting.
Oh, yes.
And I spent a lot of time with the kids,
mm-hmm.
and that was good. So we kind of did a whole Father's Day, grade 8 graduation combination for my daughter there, and for little Sonny Nelder, because he had his little graduation.
What did he graduate from?
He's going into JK.
Ooh.
So from daycare to JK.
Did they have a graduation for that?
They did a little thing for him, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So that was after I had left those. So.
Oh.
But yeah, we got to spend some good quality time together, and it was a lovely time.
Well, good. That's good. And did your daughter love her championship belt that you got her?
She did. She did.
Yeah?
Yeah, she liked it.
I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Right on. And so then you...
Guaranteed no other grade 8 student had a championship belt, so...
I would pretty much guarantee it.
Guaranteed. Garen, as they say.
I wouldn't say 100%, because you never know. There might be some other weirdos out there who get their daughter championship belts for grade 8, but...
I would have been so pumped if I got a championship belt like that for a grad present. That would have been awesome.
Or for any kind of present.
Or for any kind of present. Yeah, I would have loved that.
So hopefully she does, and she did. So
yeah.
And she wears it proudly around town?
I hope not. It is a collectible, so we can't be parading her around.
No, definitely not, because some unscrupulous individual might steal it.
Exactly. So.
Hey, so speaking of wrestling crap, the Undertaker retired after 30 years.
Yes.
How did that make you feel?
Well, it's... I don't know if he's actually retired officially, because he had his last match at WrestleMania a couple months ago, and it was a really good match, the Boneyard match with AJ Styles. But he has also signed a contract with WWE for another 20 years.
Really?
That doesn't mean he's going to be in ring or wrestling, but he's still
an announcer, or
he could be, any sort of
a manager like Mr. Fuji.
Possibly. I don't think he'll do that, but it's kind of like a Legends contract. So basically, he's just still with the company. And as he said, if Vince McMahon ever needs him to break the glass and pull out the Undertaker for an emergency. Don't know if that's ever going to happen, but if this was his last match, it was a great last match, great send-off, and obviously for the last 30 years he's been around. That's been how long I've been watching wrestling, so...
True enough.
With the Undertaker going, he's the last of the old guard, basically.
I remember when he arrived on the scene. It was a very scary introduction from what I remember 30 years ago. So he's signed a contract with Vince just in case there happens to be a wrestling emergency.
Apparently, yeah.
Okay, that sounds serious.
But that was coming from Undertaker himself. He said, I can't. You can never say never. But as far as right now is concerned, he has no desire to get back in the ring. But if he's ever needed for an appearance, I'm sure he could show up or do whatever. But
dude's old.
Dude is old.
So,
yeah, 55.
Yeah, it's a good time to retire.
Yeah,
I would think so.
He's had a great career, great run. Obviously, a little sad about the news, but hey.
Well, with that, since you are sad about news, I've got some more sad news for you.
Oh no!
Okay, here we go. Batman Forever and Batman and Robin director Joel Schumacher has passed away after a year-long battle with cancer. He was 80 years old, and
I didn't realize he was up there.
He was up there.
I didn't realize that.
The director behind such films as St. Elmo's Fire, The Lost Boys, and Flatliners, Joel Schumacher was perhaps best known for his work with the DC Comics hero Batman. He directed 2 films starring the iconic character in 1995, Batman Forever, and 1997's Batman and Robin.
Holy rusted metal, Batman!
Batman Forever was the 3rd film in the series that was launched with Tim Burton's Batman 1989, and Val Kilmer succeeded Michael Keaton in the role, and Schumacher took the director's chair for that film as well as its infamous follow-up.
The Bat Nipples and the Bat Bums.
Yeah. So he directed the 2 worst Batman films.
Yeah.
He also directed The Lost Boys, which everybody seems to love.
It's a cult. I think it's a cult favorite, like a cult classic.
I hate it.
You hate it?
I hate it.
You hate it?
Yes.
I'm indifferent. I don't particularly like it. I don't particularly hate it. It's just, it is what it is.
It's just one of those things?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, no, thank you.
No, eh?
Nope. Don't know if I ever watched St. Elmo's Fire.
I think I did, but a long time ago.
You think you did?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about Flatliners?
Oh, I have no recollection of that one.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, Joel Schumacher died at the age of 80 last Monday from cancer after a year-long battle, and we're very sad.
Yeah, quite sad.
Speaking of Batman stuff.
Oh, this was. Ooh.
Michael Keaton, who we just mentioned, is in talks to play Batman in Ezra Miller's Flashpoint movie. Now, I thought Ezra Miller was fired due to racist or misogynist tweets.
No, it wasn't because of the tweets with Ezra Miller. It was...
Oh, he choked somebody else.
He choked some girl or something on video, but there was a lot more to the story than what we were told, and this, that, and the other thing. I don't know. So I don't know if that's still happening, if he has been fired, or what they're doing.
I guess they're ignoring it.
Maybe.
So what, he choked a girl out?
Yeah.
Whatever, it's fine.
She apparently deserved it.
Although we here at Rusty Robot do not endorse such things.
No, we don't endorse violence and choking out people, but I don't know the story, so I can't defend it. But
no, true enough, we don't know the details.
Although if they were to fire Ezra Miller, then they should just replace him with Grant Gustin and carry on.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Yeah,
because Grant Gustin is awesome.
And they got rid of I forget the actor's name now, but he played Elongated Man in The Flash due to his tweets. What's his name? Well, he played went by Digby in the show.
Are you
The
talking
Flash?
about Sawyer Hartley?
That's him. Yeah.
We talked about him a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
He was the racist tweet guy.
Yes.
Yes. It's either somebody being choked out or somebody's racist tweeting something.
Yeah, some old tweets are going to get you fired. Just remember that.
But speaking of Michael Keaton, Warner Brothers announced an exciting DC fandom event for August. And we've also got the Zack Snyder Justice League going to HBO Max in 2021. But now DC fans are in for a great big treat because Michael Keaton is going to play Batman in the Flashpoint movie. He's in talks to play Bruce Wayne in the film, but the deal has not yet been completed to bring him into the film just yet. So
it's just rumor. It's just hearsay right now.
It does say the Flashpoint film will star Ezra Miller as the Flash and will pick up on his DCEU ties, which begins in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice and continue in Justice League. The Flashpoint movie will seemingly tie the DC cinematic multiverse together, including Batman and Batman Returns star Keaton reprising his role as the Caped Crusader.
What are you?
I'm Batman. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
Keaton last suited up as the DC Comics hero in 1992. He is still in early talks for the part. Who knows what's going to happen?
I am interested to see how they're gonna do that. because we had Ezra Miller as the Flash show up during the crisis on Infinite Earths. So are they going to tie that all together?
I don't know.
And I don't know how they're going to do that. And I mean, it was a treat to see Kevin Conroy as Batman or as Bruce Wayne in that crossover. Now with Michael Keaton reprising his role as Bruce Wayne, which is super cool, but are we going to go with more of a Batman Beyond situation, or?
That's a good question.
Because in Flashpoint, what happens is the Flash goes back, changes things, whatever, and when he comes back, Batman is actually Thomas Wayne, and the Joker is Martha Wayne, and Bruce was killed.
Right.
So
it's all up in the air.
Yeah.
But apparently, The Flash is currently set for release June 2nd, 2022.
That's so far away.
That's so far away. But with everything going on Corona-wise...
Corona can end now anytime, thank you.
It really can, but you never know what's going to happen. But it's exciting to see Michael Keaton back in the role of Batman.
Yes, it is.
He hasn't been in it since 1992. When this comes out in 2022, that'll be 30 years.
Now, do you think that's going to conflict with his role as the Vulture in the MCU?
No, because he's reprising that role in Morbius, which comes out in 2021.
Michael Keaton can do no wrong.
Yeah, he's seen quite the resurgence in his career ever since Birdman.
Yes, which was a fantastic film, by the way.
It was actually pretty horrible.
Really?
Oh, I couldn't stand it.
I liked it.
Oh.
I liked it. I think I just liked how it was filmed. It was all one continuous shot, and it was weird.
It was very impressive, but it wasn't...
it was good. I liked it.
Well...
But, you don't have good taste in all films there, brother, so...
What?
Yeah.
I don't have good taste in all films.
No.
No?
No.
That's sad to hear. Since I taught you everything you know about films.
Oh, everything I know.
Hey, did you hear that Gremlins 3? It's happening.
Oh, boy.
And here's what we know. Well, I read the article. And
we know nothing?
We know nothing. It doesn't have an official green light.
Of course.
It doesn't have an official release date.
And this is why I'm so sick and tired of these effing articles. It's all clickbait. It's all garbage. Somebody's cousin's best friend's aunt who knows somebody told us that this person is going to play this role and this movie's going to be made and it's going to come out. Shut up. And you have no confirmed anything, and you just spew off these articles about BS that drives me nuts.
It drives you crazy.
It does.
And it may be a reboot or maybe a sequel. We don't know. And it may star the original kid and his girlfriend, but it may not.
Oh, wow.
So I read the whole article. It's on our Facebook page, and it tells us basically nothing. Yeah.
Oh,
that's what it is.
So
yeah. a lot of nothing.
A lot of nothing.
But you know what is not nothing?
What's nothing?
This promo for the Watchathon of Rassilon right here on the ESO Network.
Hi, I'm Joe Heath.
And I'm Tony Heath.
And we've been watching Doctor Who for 5 years.
So that makes us experts.
Probably.
I once heard a guy say that he listened to a 4-hour podcast by an expert, which made him an expert.
So we're experts.
Definitely experts.
And you can be an expert too.
All you have to do is listen to
the Watchathon of Rassilon.
It's a podcast
that we make
together,
sometimes with friends.
Listen to it,
or else.
The Watchathon of Rassilon,
a proud member of the ESO Network.
And that's a Doctor Who podcast. And if you love Doctor Who, you'll love Watchathon of Rassilon.
Well, I don't love Doctor Who.
What?
I tried to get into it.
Say it ain't so.
I tried. It was too much.
Was it too much?
It was too much for me. There's too much going on there.
Oh, really? Do you have a favorite Doctor at least? Probably not, right?
Probably not. I liked What's-His-Face, though.
Christopher Eccleston?
No.
Matt Smith? David Tennant?
David Tennant.
Peter Capaldi?
Matt Smith was okay, too.
Jodie Whittaker?
No, the second one.
Okay. Matt Smith?
No, the second one after him.
David Tennant?
David Tennant.
Okay.
Only because he did a really good job in Jessica Jones' Purple Man.
Yes, he did. Yeah. That man can do no wrong.
He can do no wrong. He is a good chap.
Yes.
He has my respects.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Hey, do you remember growing up in the 80s and 90s?
I remember growing up in the 90s.
Do you remember that the original Unsolved Mysteries aired in 1987?
That was a year after I was born.
Yeah.
I do remember a lot of late nights sitting in the living room with the Unsolved Mysteries on the TV.
And the creepy music.
And the creepy music and Mom watching it and it always freaking me out, and yeah.
Well, good news for you. The first trailer for Unsolved Mysteries suggests that the new series will cover similar ground as the original, showcasing cold cases of missing. I said it all messed up.
Yeah, you did.
It's going to showcase cold cases of missing and disappeared individuals, as well as first-person account of paranormal phenomena. So strap on your armchair detective caps and don't forget to line them with a little bit of tinfoil.
Yeah, I watched the trailer, right?
My hope is that there is somebody that's out there that knows the truth.
Give us a little help. That's what we're asking for.
I kept saying there is something bigger. I'm going to find out.
We may have something more sinister going on.
All these years, we never spoke of it.
It just doesn't make sense.
Ça a été un choc. Ce que je ressens, c'est qu'il y a quelque chose de grave qui s'est passé.
I just can't forget about it. I won't forget about it.
I would have never let her go.
I think they were probably taken by people who were desperate.
I have no memory of the lost time.
I saw a lot of lights.
All of a sudden, everything erupted loudly.
I get goosebumps thinking about it.
This case needs to stay open. It should have never closed.
I know something happened to him. I know somebody did something to him.
What were they hoping to accomplish?
I'm here because I think there's hope. I really do. If you know something, please come out.
Didn't really give me that same
feel
because
it's not Robert Stack.
And it's on
Netflix.
Yep.
So, are you going to watch it?
I mean, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a try.
Yeah?
Yeah, give it the old college try, see what happens.
Did you finish Space Force?
I've got 2 episodes to go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I didn't really watch any shows on my vacation. So there was very little time to catch up on shows during that whole ordeal. And then I got back to town, and then it was back to work the next day, so...
Back to your regular scheduled programming.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been watching Ghost in the Shell 2045 in the mornings.
Oh.
I'm almost done that. Not big into anime, but I'm enjoying this show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Way better than the Scarlett Johansson Ghost in the Shell movie.
I never watched that.
I don't recommend it.
No?
No. You know what? I went and saw it in the theaters and I enjoyed it. So then when Amazon had it for sale for $10, I bought it. And then I tried to watch it again, and it was pretty horrible.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't finish it.
Huh.
It was that bad. And this afternoon, while I was waiting for you to get up so we could podcast, I turned on some Netflix.
Yeah.
And I flicked through and I saw a new Steven Seagal movie.
Oh, really?
Called General Commander.
Huh.
And I got about half an hour into it. And it's pretty horrible, too.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Steven Seagal wasn't ever known for his great movies.
No, he wasn't.
And they were all pretty subpar, I guess. Although, for a time now, did you know he's a police officer?
Is he?
Yeah, down in Louisiana.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, he had a show.
I remember the show.
I watched the show. I loved the show. The show was great.
And was he a real police officer, or was he like a deputy, or was he like...
well, he was like, he was always with, I don't remember. I think he was like an appointed something or another. But he had training, like, as in police, and he did training with people and stuff and all this and that, and he'd show up and everybody would stop what they were doing because it was Steven Seagal, and he put the capper to the end of all those shenanigans. It was it was a good show. I enjoyed it. I don't think it was very good particularly, but it had me hooked at the time. So
right. Well, that's...
What was it called? Steven Seagal Lawman, I think.
Oh, yes, I remember something about that.
Kind of like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Right. Did you like that show?
I didn't mind it. I watched it on occasion.
Yeah. Okay. So, speaking of actors from back in the day.
Oh, yes. This is exciting.
Do you remember Jim Varney?
I remember Jim Varney.
How could you not remember Jim Varney?
You know what I mean, Vern?
The Importance of Being Ernest documentary trailer celebrates the legend of Jim Varney. The Importance of Being Ernest will delve into the unforgettable life and career of Jim Varney, the man behind Ernest P. Worrell. Jim Varney and the Ernest franchise will be explored in an upcoming documentary called The Importance of Being Ernest. The trailer was released earlier this month on what would have been Varney's 71st birthday. Sadly, he died 2 decades ago in the year 2000, but his movies are still fondly remembered by those who were there for the peak of the Ernest movies fame in the 1980s and 90s. And I tell you, I certainly was. In fact, I have a 3-pack DVD set of some of his movies.
So do I. What is your favorite Ernest movie?
I really liked the camp one.
Yeah.
I didn't care for Scared Stupid. And I liked Goes to Jail. I don't remember what else
Ernest Goes to Jail, I think, is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, his legendary Ernest P. Worrell character and his life outside of wearing the denim vest and tan hat will be highlighted in the new documentary, and you can watch the official trailer for the movie below.
You know, Vern, entertainment is very important to us as human beings. That's why I've invented this nuclear TV.
Hey, Vern, we're not Jim Varney or Ernest, but we're on a mission to tell you who Jim Varney and Ernest really were.
I was already thinking about an Ernest documentary. It's the 40th anniversary of the character. It's 20 years since Jim's passing. It seems like a good time to explore what went on just off camera.
I don't think the world knows how much he did and how many people he reached.
You could describe Jim in a book, you can tell stories about him, but to have a visual of him is a totally separate thing.
So our goal is to pour through all of that stuff that's never been seen before and remind the world of the importance of being earnest.
They've never done anything like this before, and they'll probably lose a lot of money and never do anything like this again.
And it says the new documentary is officially sanctioned collaboration between Justin Lloyd, which is Varney's nephew and biographer, Daniel Butler, the veteran Ernest franchise actor, writer, and collaborator, and David Pagano, filmmaker and co-host and producer of Ernest Goes to Podcast. I didn't know there was a podcast. In the new trailer, the three can be seen speaking about the project and what to expect from the documentary. We're on a mission to tell you who Jim Varney and Ernest really were. So that is very exciting.
That is very exciting. Mm-hmm. There's also talk about, I forget who, but I had shared an article myself earlier in the week. Mm-hmm. They're doing a movie or some sort of project on George Carlin as well.
Oh, yes, I did see that too.
Yeah.
That's also exciting. The Importance of Being Ernest movie is coming soon, but an official release date hasn't yet been announced. And speaking of George Carlin, the next movie from Bill and Ted has been pushed back a couple weeks.
Son of a...
Right? I know.
Oh, I'm excited to watch that, though.
Everything's pushed back.
Everything's pushed back. Stop it.
Pushed back, thrown away, whatever.
Discarded.
Discarded. That's just sadness.
It is sad. Mm-hmm. That shouldn't be happening.
It should not be happening. But if you're sad, you can eat food to make yourself feel better.
Ooh.
And Dungeons & Dragons' first official cookbook serves up a hero's feast.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
D&D are getting their first official cookbook, packed full of culinary delights from the Forgotten Realms and beyond. Named after the Hero's Feast spell in the RPG, which brings forth a great feast, including magnificent food and drink for up to 12 adventurers, the cookbook includes a collection of 80 recipes inspired by the fantasy world and cultures of D&D 5th edition. From elves and orcs to dwarfs and drow, Hero's Feast is one of several food and drink related spells in D&D 5th edition. The dishes range from snacks such as hogs and bedrolls to meat, fish, and vegetarian mains, including moon shay seafood risotto, as well as cocktails, including the Chilton Zombie, and a selection of enticing-sounding desserts, such as a yawning portal biscuit.
Wow.
Yeah, so
wow.
That's an upcoming book. We don't know when it's going to be released exactly, but if you like food and you like D&D, that might be a perfect Christmas gift for somebody.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I do like food, but I do not like D&D, so I don't see this cookbook ending up in my possession.
Oh, there it is at the end of the article. The Hero's Feast cookbook is due to be released October 27th and cost about $35 US.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
That's not too bad. So you don't like D&D?
I don't like D&D.
Have you tried it?
I've never tried it.
How do you know you don't like it?
Because I could just tell you right now, I don't have the patience for it.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. That's fair.
I can barely survive a game of Monopoly. You think I could survive D&D? Come on.
Well, no, Monopoly's kind of crappy, though.
Yeah, well.
Okay, so now I've got some listener feedback.
Oh, listener feedback.
From last week's episode from regular listener to the show, Bill, who's written in and also sent emails to the Soul Forge podcast.
Oh.
So last week, Bishop and I were talking about fathers of Father's Day and like fathers of science fiction and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And oh man, even Richard from Australia pointed out that I didn't play my favorite clip where Tony Stark says, "That's how Dad does it. That's how America does it," and it worked out pretty well so far. As if I didn't play that.
You forgot that one? Come on.
My favorite one, my favorite clip that I play as much as I can. Okay, so Bill here says how to pronounce Darkseid, because I kept calling it Darkseid because I was reading it out, right?
Right.
And when I edited it back last week, I'm like, it's not Darkseid, it's Darkseid.
You know, it's spelt like Darkseid. It's
exactly.
a stupid spelling, but yeah, it's Darkseid.
And I was reading it out, and I knew what the character was called, and I almost put in an edit clip saying, yeah, I know it's not that, but I didn't. But anyway, Bill writes in, and he says, I still love listening to you, and it was good to hear you with your son. And I know you don't mean to get on my nerves by not taking the hint that Darkseid represents the dark side of the DC universe. And feel free to mock me if I get confused about which of the basically infringing big bad bosses is in the Marvel movies and which is part of DC. In German, EI is pronounced as a long I, as in pie, fly, die, and cry. So Darkseid is dark side. Aha.
The more you know.
The more you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Yep. And he actually went on to tell me that there was one character I was talking about in the 10 best science fiction fathers. It was Sam Vines, who was actually from Terry Pratchett's Discworld, which is a book series I never read. But that was who Sam Vines is, or Vimes. And I didn't know, and Bishop didn't know. And I asked readers or listeners to write in, and he did. So thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Definitely appreciate it. And it's always great to get feedback here.
I hope you included the most important science fiction father of all time.
Tell me.
Darth Vader.
Oh, we did talk about it.
Okay. Good,
I also wanted to mention Data and his daughter Lal.
Oh.
And a whole bunch of other things. But like I said, as soon as you hit record, half the things in your mind just disappear.
This is true.
If it's not written down.
Yeah,
so
that happens.
That happens. So I do thank Bill and Richard for their feedback.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
And if anybody else wants to write in, therustedrobot@gmail.com.
There it is.
Mm-hmm, there it is.
Whoop, there it is.
Oh, there's a reference for you.
Whoop.
Okay. So the second season of The Boys is coming to Amazon Prime September 4th. And we have a quick teaser trailer kind of thing, a thing where the new character Stormfront introduces herself to Soups and Maeve.
Oh, no way.
It's full of swears, so don't let your kids listen to it. Here it is.
Hi. You know who we are. But let's meet another hero. This is Lance Corporal Dan Miller.
Dan and the other brave Marines of 2nd Battalion are helping keep you safe from the supervillain threat.
We're proud to fly alongside them. And now we could use your support.
That's right, Maeve. With our new campaign, Saving America.
Here I go, you guys. Wish me luck. Oh, FYI, not a real base. As if Homelander and Maeve are gonna eat MREs and piss in a ditch with the rest of the crew.
Yeah, hi, we're filming right now, excuse me.
Also, you might recognize Army Boy as hotel clerk number 2 from The Devil's Breath, episode of Criminal Minds Beyond Borders.
Well, hello.
Oh my God. Hi, my Nana's your biggest fan. I'm Stormfront.
Great.
Right, yeah, from Seattle, right?
Portland, actually. Your, Highness. Holy shit. Your eyes are really fucking blue up close.
You are fun. It's been a hoot, but we got work to do, so let's get back to it.
Oh, totally. They just wanted me to meet you.
Who?
Oh, the boys on 82. I'm the new girl.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Oh, hi. I'm in the 7. Replacing Translucent. God bless his soul. Ink's barely dry, but, yeah, reporting for duty. So, fuck yeah.
No, I don't think that it's not true. I don't know anything about this.
Wow. Well, Stormfront. Who delivered the good news?
Oh, Mr. Edgar, the big guy?
Wonderful. Great. All right. Great. Going again, people.
Well, I think this is going great.
And that's awesome. Have you seen it yet?
No.
Oh, well, you'll have to watch it
Yeah.
after, because it's really fantastic. It's going to be another 8-episode run.
Okay.
So that's cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first season. Excited for the second.
I got to see Jack Quaid and Carl Urban at, what's it called? Where did I go last summer? Where did I go? Dragon Con in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, that's right.
Yes,
that's right.
I got to sit in a panel with them, and I didn't get to meet them, but I got to be in the same breathing space as them.
You got to be in their presence, and for that you should be thankful.
I am so thankful. Yes.
To be in that aura of Carl Urban, I betcha.
Yes, and that was the time at that trip that I got to meet Jarman from the Play on Nerds podcast.
Oh, that's right, yes.
And speaking of Play on Nerds...
Here's a promo.
No.
No?
They don't have a promo.
Oh, they don't have a promo.
But Jarman has a co-host named Steve.
Oh.
And Steve, I just want to congratulate him for the birth of his second child.
Oh, congratulations.
Which is awesome.
That's great.
Congratulations. Yeah. I can't wait to hear you talk about him on your show. Everybody should be listening to A Play on Nerds. They're actually doing Muppet Trek right now.
Oh, Muppet Trek.
Where they take an episode of the Muppets from the 70s and 80s and the original series of Star Trek, and they compare them in production order. And they say basically they're the same show, and they transport one character from another one and say how they could be taking over the role of whatever. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, all right.
And Jarman was actually a guest host, or a guest per se, on the latest episode that we just recorded of the Cosmic Pizza Podcast.
Ooh.
The brand new podcast
brand new one.
Me and Paul and Dan.
That's right.
And the first episode was released this past Wednesday.
Ah, yes.
This past Thursday, I played that episode on the Soulforge podcast. And after the end credits, but before the end credits, I'm going to play that episode here at the end of Rusted Robot. So anybody who hasn't followed us on Soulforge or Cosmic Pizza can hear that whole episode. But if they haven't, if they've already heard it and they don't want to hear it again, they can just turn it off, because it'll be after the end credits.
Okay.
My end credits.
I think
and then
I'm
the
picking
ESO
up what you're putting down.
So we'll talk. I'll do my and remember. We'll play the end credits for the podcast itself. We'll do the Cosmic Pizza podcast, and then we'll play the ESO end credits. Because that's how that works.
Okay.
It's a lot of end credit stuff that I have
That's
to put
a
in.
lot of end credits.
Yeah, but I want our listeners to know about the Cosmic Pizza podcast. It's a delicious slice of life.
Ooh,
yeah. Yes. So I hope you'll be downloading and subscribing to that.
You know I will, brother.
As well as all the other podcasts right here on the ESO network.
You know it.
I do know it.
Let me get your take on something. We're gonna just kind of go off the course here.
What?
Yeah,
unsanctioned.
Unsanctioned.
Okay, go on.
We got a few minutes, so what's your opinion on the current cancel culture going on?
Oh, do we have to get into that?
Well, we don't have to, and you don't have to go down the rabbit hole. But just give me a little bit of just. Speak on this a little.
I don't like them canceling things and censoring things, because it's a part of our history and we need to learn from the mistakes that we've made. So, you know what? I released an article this week about Gone with the Wind.
Right.
And how it's super racist. And even back in the 30s when they were making the thing, they knew it was super racist. So what they did was, I think it's on HBO Max, they released it on the thing. They didn't say anything about how racist it was. They got backlash. They took it off the service.
Right.
And they made like a 4 or 5 minute video talking about it being a context of its time and all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they re-released it. So I think as long as you put a warning or even just a little explanation about how society was back in the day and how we're trying to move on as a culture,
yeah,
it's okay. You shouldn't bury things.
No, you shouldn't.
The statues that they're pulling down and stuff, don't pull down the statues. Put up another plaque to say what it is and why it was a statue.
Yeah.
Don't erase history, because if you do, you're doomed to repeat it.
Hey, exactly.
What do you think?
I think you're onto something. I was reading an article yesterday, I think it was, about The Simpsons.
Okay.
And now how The Simpsons are not going to have any of their white voice actors voice
Apu or
or other colored characters in The Simpsons. Which kind of just blew my mind, because you got to remember and realize Bart Simpson is voiced
by Yardley Smith, a female.
A female, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I believe she's white, but
she
regardless, So what are you saying? That she's not going to voice Bart Simpson anymore after the 30 years that she's been doing? Like, why would you change these things now? First they were going to get rid of Apu because he was too racist of a character.
Right.
Like, it's just so...
It's too much.
It's too much.
Correctness?
Yes, it's way too much. Everybody needs to go and dial up and listen to some George Carlin, and we touched on him earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Go listen to a few of his specials and then come back and talk to me.
You know, it's
getting ridiculous now.
It's a deep subject with a lot of nuance and caveats and what have yous, which we really can't talk about here at the last 2 minutes of a podcast.
Right.
But it is good to bring up. It is good to be aware of what's happening. Almost forgot our collectible of the week.
Oh, yes.
Why don't you run along and go bring them over here? Where are they?
In my room.
I haven't seen them yet.
Okay.
So I could pause this recording, or I could just say a bunch of words while you're walking to the next bedroom.
Just say words.
I'm saying words. That's my brother. He's going to get our collectible of the week. I haven't seen them yet, so this is quite exciting. Brother, are you here? Are you coming back? Oh, I see him in the reflection of the TV. Here he comes. It's a huge bag of stuff from EB Games. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Take it out and show me what you got in your bag.
Are you sure you really want to know?
I want to see what you got.
Okay, first up.
Hand it over. Let's see. This is a foot soldier with bladed weapons, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's pretty cool, actually.
From the movie.
It is a movie thing. Yes, it's got size, and he's got a battle axe. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, nice. What do we got?
Foot soldier number 2 with melee weapons.
Oh, melee. Oh, okay. So they're two different kinds. Okay. What do we got here? I can't see because it's dark. Looks like a police baton and nunchucks. And you can't really tell what else, but that's cool. What's this one here? Oh, it's the Shredder. And, oh yeah, that's definitely from the movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How much did these cost each?
We're not going to talk about the prices.
Okay.
Let's just say...
I would assume $35.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Give or take.
Give or take?
Yeah.
Okay. It's super detailed and articulate.
Yeah.
From NECA and Nickelodeon. That's awesome. What do we have here? Oh, it's Master Splinter with a piece of pizza, some nunchucks, and some ooze canisters. That's super awesome. What's this? Oh, it's a 2-pack of Raphael and Michelangelo, and they've got pizza, and they've got their communicators, they've got their classic weapons. Huh. And a robotic turtle or something, I guess that is. Okay. What's this one here? We've got Leonardo and Donatello with more weapons, more pizza, a communicator, and maybe another ooze canister. That's awesome. And over here is another 2-pack. Oh, it's a cartoon version of Shredder. And it's Krang with his, not man body, but his walking leg body.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
And out of that collection, I think I'm only missing Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yes, I do see on the back here, blah, 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 and Rocksteady. Yes, that is awesome.
And finally, the main event.
Oh, what else you got?
The final piece to the puzzle.
Oh, it's the Stan Lee Marvel Legends action figure with chess set and Captain America shield, which I pre-ordered on Amazon, and it still hasn't arrived.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
that looks super cool, though. Stan is smiling. He's got his glasses and his leather jacket.
Yeah, it's from when he was playing chess in the Avengers film.
Yes, that's fantastic. That looks awesome. It's got his signature, and it says Excelsior on the side. Excelsior!
Excelsior!
That is pretty fantastic, brother.
Thank you. So that was,
You spent a small fortune?
Small fortune. Yeah.
But you've got them?
But I got them now. And I ordered those months and months ago.
And
the Ninja Turtles arrived a week before the COVID shut everything down. So I had received a phone call last week while I was in the Sioux from EB Games here in Timmins saying, your Stan Lee is here now and stuff. And I go, great, I'll be in there next week to pick up my goodies.
And here they are. And they look fantastic. They're quite detailed.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I would add those to my collection if I was still collecting as much as I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. Well, those are fantastic. Thank you for sharing with our listeners.
You're welcome.
All right. Anything else that you want to talk about before we go?
I got nothing.
Well, that was pretty good. All right, listeners. Thanks for coming by Rusted Robot headquarters and listening to us talk about all the pop culture that you want to hear. Visit therustedrobot.podbean.com for all of our social media links. Find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, iTunes, and Spotify, and probably other places that I can't remember right now. Leave a 5-star review in the podcatcher of your choice. And remember, speak, friend, and enter. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Rusted Robot Podcast. Your support is greatly appreciated, and we hope you'll tune in again next time. Remember that you can visit therustedrobot.podbean.com for all of our social media links, and don't forget to share the show with everyone you know. The Rusted Robot Podcast is your best source for geek-style pop culture news.
I could do this all day.
Welcome to the Cosmic Pizza Podcast, the show of all sorts that sorts all by serving up a slice of life. What is your order? Ah, I see. The special it is. We will be there to deliver ASAP. Cosmic Pizza Podcast, special delivery. Hello, and welcome to your special delivery from the Cosmic Pizza Podcast. I'm Sean, and with me today are Paul and Dan, and we're here to serve you a slice of life in every show. And today's pizza contains the following slices. We're going to tell you who the heck we are and what we're all about. So who the heck are we, guys? My name's Sean. I'm here in Canada. Dan, where are you?
I'm in Chatham in Kent in the UK, down the south bit.
And Paul, where are you?
I'm slightly further north in the UK. I'm near the good old city of Liverpool, just across the water from there. My name is Paul. I am 55 years old. I am single. I'm not single. I'm married. Hope my wife isn't listening to this.
Quickly deletes Tinder profile.
So, Sean, what's your podcasting history?
As a matter of fact, I do have quite the history, Paul. You and I actually recorded the Sci-Fi Waffle podcast in the years 2015 and 2016. We did about 40 episodes. But before that, I created in 2014 the Rusted Robot podcast, which is still going strong. And I'm also currently hosting the Soul Forge podcast, which I created in 2017.
And it's still going strong now.
It is still going strong now. I'm about to record episode 155 after we record this. And Dan, I hear you also do a podcast.
I do indeed, or at least attempt to do one. I am currently doing a Star Trek podcast because I wanted to be original. And it's a slight different twist on normal Star Trek rewatch. Instead of doing chronological order in Stardate order, so Enterprise onwards, or TOS, the original series from the 1960s onwards, I'm doing a complete chronological rewatch of every episode as if it was happening in history. So from the Big Bang all the way to the end of existence by scene, not by episode. And it's a ton of fun to edit.
I can imagine, because it's quite ambitious. It's kind of my fault you started podcasting.
It is. Paul, it's all your fault.
It is all my fault. And Paul, you had a history before our Sci-Fi Waffle podcast, did you not?
I did. I was very nicely asked to go onto the 10 Forward podcast, which is part of the TrackMate network of podcasts, hosted by Sina Alvarado. She rather graciously asked me to come aboard once I'd sent in a couple of video clips and various things. And I was on there from episode 69 up until it sadly passed away whenever it was a few years ago. Cracking podcast, really enjoyed it. We spoke to quite a few different people. We spoke to authors. We did interviews. We did a couple of segments which may see their way onto this podcast. You never know. A Desert Island Trek was one of them, where you would pick 3 episodes of your favourite podcast, favourite episode of Star Trek, and tell everybody why you think they deserve to be saved if you were stranded on a desert island.
Yes, I was on that one of those episodes, and it was a lot of fun, I got to tell you.
Yes, and then after that, alongside that, I created the Pathfinder audio drama comedy, dramedy, I suppose you could call it, which was a really strange parallel universe of my mind, along with Star Trek and various other characters thrown in along the way with very bad voice work, and from me anyway.
Oh, it was quite entertaining.
It was funny, and it was very self-centered. It was very centered around the TrekMate website. There was a few people from other podcasts on that network that came in and did some voices. But I wish I'd sort of carried that on, but it took quite a long time to put together and edit and to create. So I thought I need to pack it in. But you never know. I might get back to it one day and do something a little bit more serious, maybe.
And so Pathfinder A, be the next.
Yes, that would be good.
Yeah, that's the Canadian version. Pathfinder, eh?
Right on. Yeah, so not too long ago, the three of us were actually recording an episode for Temporal Trek, Dan's podcast, and we thought, you know what, our chemistry is so amazing. Why don't we create our own brand new separate podcast where we talk about, well, what are we going to talk about, boys?
Well, I think we can sort of, the title of the show gives a little bit of it away. I mean, the cosmic. It's going to be a bit sciencey, a bit geeky.
But it could be anything.
But it's also, it envelops everything. The cosmic, part of it also encompasses the whole universe. So we could be talking about ordinary, everyday life things. In the future, I believe we have some ideas for interviews, don't we, Dan?
We certainly do. There's plenty of interviews that we could be going through. There's certainly an episode coming up where we're going to be talking to some comedians, some stand-up comedians, also improv actors. I believe we've got one lined up with some authors. We've also got a few interviews in the pipelines with directors, collectors, people of all different spheres of life.
That's right, and there's a few people we'd like to get in touch with in the future. We will obviously keep that to ourselves until we can get them confirmed. But if there's anybody out there who would like to come on and talk about anything in general, about what they do for a living, how they got into it, as Dan said there, we've got a couple of comedians and improv actors coming on. If there's anybody else out there with a similar sort of background, then by all means, give us a shout, and we'd love to have you on. If you've got anything you want to promote, by all means, come on. We're not proud. Plug your show, plug your your podcast or whatever. The more people that come on, the better.
There's almost no topic off limits.
No, that's true.
And don't we have an email address where they could reach us?
They do. It's at cosmicpizzapodcast@hotmail.com.
Perfect. So, listeners, get your typing fingers ready. Send us an MP3. Send us an email. We just want to hear from you. cosmicpizzapodcast@hotmail.com.
They can also search for us on all the social media as well. We're on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We are on Tumblr. We are on Instagram. We've even got a TikTok for some reason. I have no idea why. But, as someone on your podcast, Sean, said, maybe we will turn into 14-year-olds. But we've got all kinds of social media. So do a search on Cosmic Pizza Podcast. You'll find us. Maybe just throw a rock out of a window, something like that. I'm sure it will get to us somehow.
Okay, I think that pretty much wraps up the first episode, doesn't it, boys?
I think it does.
Yes, this has been our introduction, a little bit of witty banter, a little bit of our backgrounds, who we are. Tune in next time, though, for a real episode. Anything else we can tell them before we go, guys?
Well, actually, what we didn't say is how often we're going to release this. So the idea is we will release one episode every 2 weeks. If this takes off and gets any better, maybe we'll go to every week. If it gets really bad, maybe we'll go to one a month. We'll see how it goes. But the idea is a fortnightly release date, We've obviously done this one. There's going to be released, I believe, on the 24th, I think. We will be every 2 weeks after that.
Sounds good. We're looking forward to being your hosts. Today we've been your deliverers, so please leave a tip at the door by subscribing for future deliveries, rate and review our service, and we hope you come back for more helpings next time. You can find us, as we mentioned, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok by searching for the Cosmic Pizza Podcast. If you'd like to send us an MP3 file, you can email us at cosmicpizzapodcast@hotmail.com, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Cosmic Pizza Podcast.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Who's going to be the host of this episode?
You know what? I'll do this one.
Oh, okay. Good.
Because, I'm used to it.
Yes, I'm rusty.
And I don't know. I don't have a lot of other topics for the ones going forward, so... Welcome to the Cosmic Pizza Podcast, you bastards. Something like that.
Perfect. Right, done.
That's it. That's the intro. Goodbye, losers. Then there's the outro.
That's right. And I think we'll tag team it. We'll all help each other out as the host anyway.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So it's
just that one person sort of takes the initiative. They can be like the chairman. They say, "Yeah, I'm going to talk about this," so you talk about that, and then say, "Right, what do you think, Dan?" And then Dan takes it and say, "Okay, that's great. What do you think, Paul?" And then at the end of it, they can do they can then decide when it finishes, because they can say, "Right, okay, we've been your delivery guys today." What?
Okay, and are we going to end with an "and remember" or not? Because that's a lot of work to come up with and do one every week.
It is, yeah. I wasn't going to, but if we can think of something funny to say, something might come to us. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah, okay. It's not required.
If we say, what did we learn today in today's episode? And I say, well, we learned that Sean has so many lovers that he can't keep hold of any, and whatever. It's something hilarious like that.
Hey, that hurts because it's true.
Yeah, we found that Sean likes to sword his foal. Sword his foal?
I do what now?
I'm sure there's a service for that. You have to pay for it, though.
I think I should have had a drink before I came on.
So.
He likes to forge his soul in a robotic way or something like
that. And today's pizza contains the following slices. We're going to tell you who the heck we are and what we're all about. How was that?
You said about and not a boat.
Well, I said it properly.
Yes, you said it the English way.
We're clearly having an effect on you, Sean.
I think you must be.
Yes, my youngest lad said to me the other day. I said, "Oh, we're on all of the Twitters and the Facebooks, and we've even got a TikTok." He said, "How old are you?" I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, what age group are you looking at?" I said, "Well, anybody really." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Are you 14?"
No, if we were 14, we'd have Snapchat.
And if we were any older, we'd have Tinder.
Yes, I haven't set up that at all. No.
Cosmic Pizza Podcast on Tinder.
I like pepperoni, a bit of pepper. I do like some anchovies. Interests are thick crust, short crust.
Cheese stuffed crust.
I like it spicy.
Okay, I think that pretty much wraps up the first episode, doesn't it, boys?
I think it does.
Yes, I think that's probably a good place to stop.
This has been our introduction, a little bit of witty banter, a little bit of our backgrounds, who we are. Tune in next time, though, for a real episode.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic Store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.